Are we live? Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Cooking Nashville checking in. We are on the way home from tour. Where have we been, honey? What are we doing?
Well, we were in Cincinnati, Ohio. We played up there Thursday night. And then yesterday, we were in Indiana, and we filmed a music video.
Out in the middle of the cornfields.
Yes, in the middle of the cornfields for my new single, Stuck on Indiana. And currently, we are on our way back to Nashville to unload our car with all the gear.
Yeah.
And we're going to go pick up our puppy dog, and we get to hang out. And we're excited about that because I miss my dog.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. So I've been very quiet on social media the last few days because we had to get a whole bunch of stuff all together and ready because we had to head out and head to checking in on the tour stop here where we were coming up to Cincinnati and play a show, and then we were filming the music video, and we hung out with parents a little bit and all that kind of stuff. So we had to have everything done, and then we've been kind of out of pocket the last few days. So we wanted to check in and say hey to everybody. So hopefully somebody will tune in or catch us here in a few minutes, but thought it would be good to just kind of let you guys know that we're here. So it says we got 13 people watching, so if you guys do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button and just let us know you're here. Say hello in the comments. If you have questions, I'm sure we can try to answer a few of them as best we can from the car, from the road. But we thought we'd give you guys a little peek into musician life because it's exciting when you're in the car and you're headed out to go on tour. It's another thing when you're in the car coming back from tour and you're exhausted and you're like short on sleep and everything else. So
yeah. Well, looks like we got Lynn here. Hi,
hey, Lynn.
She says, "Oh wow, surprise! Hi, Chris." Hello, Lynn.
Yeah, we like doing these little surprise lives like this from the road, just kind of checking in with you guys when we're on tour because we're all over the place right now at Tour and Ashes, Stuck on Indiana tour. And it's a lot of fun for us to just kind of randomly pop in and say hello and see who's here. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you guys are watching. We appreciate that, and let us know you're here. Say hi.
Yeah, absolutely. And any questions, just shoot them out. We're just
We're
driving in the car and hanging out.
So what are we drinking in our bottles here, honey?
We are drinking salty. The good stuff.
Salty Electrolytes.
I'll tell you what, you guys, when you're traveling and you're like short on sleep and you are super active, you're hauling gear and all that, Electrolytes save the day every single time. I mean, they really, really change just the game for us, for sure.
My Keto Chow link should be in the description down below this video for you guys. So if you go down there, open up the description under the video, there's a Keto Chow link. You can go there and use my discount code, get yourself 10% off if you would like to try some of the salty packets. We've had a bunch of different kinds of electrolytes. Salty are by far my favorite. They are my favorite.
They are like my beyond favorite, and I will say I really do like all the flavors. I mean, sure, I kind of like I feel like I go back and forth between a couple that are like my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
Just depending like on my mood and stuff, but all the flavors are seriously awesome.
Yeah.
Like they really are. Like there's not one that I'm like, oh, I don't like that one. Like they're all good.
Yeah, I can drink any of them. My personal favorites, you can tell everybody your favorites. My personal favorites, like if I was only to drink a couple of flavors, the ones that I would pick most frequently would probably be the Booyah Berry, the zesty orange. I really do like the mango as well. And I'm starting to experiment with the Coco Loco, the chocolate, as well as the caramel vibes, the salted caramel one. I'm starting to experiment with some fun little recipes for some keto cocktail type stuff. So keto mocktails for the keto cocktail series that I'm doing. So experimenting with some of those kinds of things. You guys be watching for that. Those are really good too. But I would say the zesty orange and the Booyah Berry and the mango are my three favorite flavors. What are your favorites if you had to pick two or three of your top flavors?
Oh man, that's such a tough one.
It's hard.
I really, really like the Mondo Melon. That's a really, really good one. I really like the mango one too, and the zesty orange. Those are my top three right now. But
yeah, I would say those are all fantastic.
Yeah, I would agree. I think they're all really good though. Yeah. And the mocktails that he's working on, so good. You don't even know.
Ash tasted one the other day. I made it before we went up to bed. It was before we were on tour. I was experimenting in the kitchen and I made one, and I slid my big Stanley thermos over to her and I was like, here, taste this. And she's like, what am I tasting? And I said, a recipe. And she tasted it and she was like, oh my gosh, that is so good. So yeah, so if you guys haven't tried them, go down and check out the salty Electrolytes because I love them. Keto Chow and Salty are such great people. All the folks over there. Lynette takes very good care of us. I'm gonna have to hit her up and get some more electrolytes because we're starting to run out low. We've been using them on tour so much because when you're running like this, especially when you're on stage under stage lights and sweating, I mean, we go through 2 to 3 packs of those electrolytes a day without even trying.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, but they save our bacon, as it were.
They really do.
So
looks like you got some folks watching, tuning in.
Yeah.
You got Paul watching.
Hey, Paul.
He says hello from Ontario, Canada.
Well, hi. That's a long way from here in Kentucky where we are driving right now.
Oh, it sure is. Addicted to Antler says good time for a live stream.
Hey, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, absolutely. Lynn says, hi, Ash. Didn't see you, girl. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you. Good to see you. Chaotic Carnivore is here.
Hey, Chaotic Carnivore. Guys, if you don't know who Chaotic Carnivore is, you really need to go over and check out her channel. So, Chaotic Carnivore released a couple of videos the last couple of days, and I actually watched them. I have not had a chance to comment yet because we were so busy that by the time I got around to watching them, it was like late, and I was like, you know, I want to make a thoughtful comment on her videos. And it was just too late, and I was just too, brain out of it just from a long day to feel like I could make my statements. But I'm a lot clearer today, and I wanted to let you guys know Chaotic Carnivore has released a couple of videos in the last day talking about how, they've been gone for a number of months, and Ash and I were kind of wondering where they'd gone, but, we don't pry. Everybody's got their own journey, and she was talking about what's kind of going on, and I'm going to tell you guys something. It takes a lot of courage to talk about the journey, and not just the ups on your journey, but the downs part of the journey where it's like you're struggling. And this is a real thing for people. If you watch my channel, you know that I was carnivore. We went keto. The two of us went keto, and then I decided to do carnivore the first time. I did really well. I lost a bunch of weight. I felt great, but I never dealt with my carbohydrate addiction. And I flew back off the rails because my addiction reared its ugly head, and I had not dealt with it. And I fell back into this serious carb addiction, and the anxiety and depression and irritable bowel syndrome and all the things I had dealt with that were better. They came back, and I gained a bunch of weight back. I didn't gain it all, but I gained a bunch, and I had to admit I have got to change my life. And that's when I decided to start my channel. And that's why I'm trying to be really transparent on my channel, because that's a real thing. And a lot of people, I think, struggle with that, and they never talk about it because they're embarrassed, or they think people are going to judge them or whatever. And I want to say, we're really proud of Chaotic Carnivore for taking the time off, going through what she did, and she talks about it, so you can go watch her videos, and then coming back and saying, this is the thing, this is what I was struggling with, now we're going to get back under control, and you guys are going to watch it happen. I'm really proud of the amount of courage it takes to do that. So Chaotic Carnivore, you rock. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're going to be doing stuff. And I relate to exactly what you're going through, because I went through it too. And I'm really glad to see that you're willing to put it out there and be real and raw and honest with people, because it takes a lot of courage to do that. So
Absolutely.
I'm so glad that they're back. And you guys make sure to go show her some support, because it is so much easier to be successful as a keto or carnivore person, especially to be stable when you're on YouTube and you have this platform to be raw with people. It is so much easier to be successful doing this when you have a community of people that are encouraging you and that are not going to beat you up when you're not perfect at it. And no one's perfect. I'm not perfect at it. I do the best that I can, but there's still days where it's that probably had some seed oils, or that had this. Every now and then, cheat meals do sneak their way into our lives, and we try to keep it out. But occasionally, especially on the road like this, you can't eat perfect. That's actually a great segue. I was going to tell you all that we just got done stopping. We got gas. We got a protein-heavy snack, all this kind of stuff to get us through to Nashville. So what I got, here's a good way to stay carnivore on the road. And it's not perfect, but again, we're not trying to be perfect. We're just doing the best we can. I got one of the beef hot dogs off the roller. It was an all-beef hot dog. I'm sure it has some ingredients that aren't perfect and clean, but you know what? It's a whole lot better than the chips and the candy and the stuff that I could have gotten, which I would have gotten in my, standard American diet days. I had a nitro cold brew black coffee. It had no sugar, no cream, no nothing. It was just nitro cold brew from Starbucks in a can. Black coffee, because I wanted a little bit of extra caffeine for the drive. And then I got a container of the hard-boiled eggs, which you can find at most of like the big convenience places like Pilot and Love's and all that kind of stuff. I had those, and I've got a couple of cheese sticks here, and that's what I had, and that's going to get me through until we have dinner tonight. And I've got my electrolytes and a big bottle of water, and it's like, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. It's really good, and it's a lot better than what I would have done in my standard American diet days. I didn't have chips, I didn't have candy, I didn't have snack cakes, I used to get like the bags of the powdered donuts, like the powdered sugar donuts, and like I'd eat a whole bag of that and then have like a great big Mountain Dew or something on the road. Like that's the kind of stuff I used to eat, guys. I don't do that anymore. So is the beef hot dog perfect? No. Is it a whole lot better than what I used to do? Yes. And does it keep me stable even if it's not 100% perfect? Absolutely. And this is a journey. Chaotic Carnivore is a good example of someone who is going out there and doing the journey one step at a time, and she's sharing it with you guys just like I try to. So you guys go show her some support the same way you show me support, and let's all do this together. Let's cheer her on. Let's watch her lose the weight and fix the things that she wants with her health and achieve her goals just like I'm trying to do. And I've told you guys, I've made posts. I am not at my ideal body weight, but little by little we're working that direction, and I feel better every single day, always doing it. And you know what? Going into a grocery store or a convenience store like the gas station we were just at, or any of those places, and walking out without chips and candy and donuts and soda and all that other stuff, and instead getting that beef hot dog and those eggs and some cheese, and that's my road food today because I didn't have any beef jerky made ready, that is a huge win in comparison to what I used to do. And that's why we do what we do. So that's a really cool little thing. And so Chaotic Carnivore, hopefully you're still hearing this, you're watching. We're very proud of you, and we support you, and I know it's hard, and I know you've been through like I think 7 months, which she said how long it's been since their last video. I know, I understand, I've been there exactly the same way. We got your back, and we just want to see you be successful, so let us know how we can all help you.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Chaotic Carnivore is still here, and it looks like there's a couple comments from her, so I'll read them to you.
For sure.
Says, hey guys, hope the tour was fantastic. It looks like a lot of fun. You guys are amazing, and wish I could see you.
Hopefully we'll be coming someplace near you soon.
Yeah,
we'd love to actually get to meet you in person.
Yeah. She also says, guys, you're seriously too good to my roommates and I. Your advice and videos have helped us to so much over many months. You're both huge inspirations to me, and very honored to say I know you.
Oh, well, we are very honored to say we know you, because we're all just real people trying to do real things, and it's not easy, but we're very glad that whatever we have put out has maybe helped you a little along the way, and if there's more things we can do to help you, let us know what that is. Absolutely.
And Addicted to Antler says, gonna check out Chaotic Carnivore. Thanks, Chris, for telling us about her.
Yes, hashtag Team Chaos, folks. You can go over there and start hashtag Team Chaos in the comments. You can do it on this video, especially if you follow Chaotic Carnivore. Go ahead and put hashtag Team Chaos in the comments and just show her that you guys support her. So, because that, I'm telling you, the family that we all are as people who eat keto and carnivore and try to use proper human diet to fix our lives, that's what makes this work. That's what keeps us all going. So, hashtag Team Chaos.
Absolutely. Let's see here, going through the comments. We got Jolene watching.
Hi, Jolene.
She says, hello, Ash and Chris. God's blessings with strength and traveling mercies.
Well, thank you so much. God's blessings for you and everything you're doing today as well.
Yeah. 22Q Cat says, you caught me on the treadmill, so I'll just be listening.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. No problem. I'm telling you what, Lynn is just a bad lady. Like, she is just on it. She eats all of this cool, proper human diet food, and she supports all of the stuff we do. She's always here. She's been with me from the very beginning of Chris Cooking Nashville. She's out there working out on her treadmill. Like, she's just a cool lady.
She's getting it.
She's just killing it, guys. Everybody should be more like Lynn. I'm telling you. Us too.
Yeah. When I grow up, I'm going to be like Lynn.
Yep.
Yeah. We also got Kel watching.
Hi, Kel.
Says, just use your Keto Chow link to get banana bread flavored.
Yeah, there we go.
Going to make your muffins.
Yes. Yes, those banana bread muffins are so good. In fact, I had someone, I think it might have been Janelle, one of our regular followers, I think it might have been her, commented that they made the muffins, and when they tried them warm, they thought they were a bit eggy. but then they put them in the refrigerator, had one the next day, and they were like, oh my gosh, these things are amazing. So I think they're even better refrigerated than they are fresh.
Yeah.
So, and I know you had them the next day after I made them, and you said they were great.
I did, and I actually thought they were better the next day. So make them ahead of time, put them in the fridge.
Yeah, which
they're yummy.
If you think about it, things like banana bread and all that kind of stuff, a lot of times, by the time you get those places, those things have been made and have sat around for a long time. I almost think flavors like that of that type of a dish almost seem to blend better after it sits for a while. So maybe that's the move. Maybe that's the pro way to do it. Make it refrigerate it and have it the next day.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, your parents are here.
Hello, Mom and Dad. Thank you guys for hosting and for the wonderful dinner we had last night.
Yeah.
Just for letting us crash at your pad for a couple of days there. So they also helped with the music video, and it made a big difference as we were filming.
Absolutely, big difference.
So Ash and I were talking about that today as we were driving.
Yeah. Addicted to Antlers has a question.
What's up?
She's asking me, but I don't know.
Well,
you may know this.
I don't know.
She wants to know, do you know the proportions of salt, magnesium, and potassium that are in the salty electrolyte mix?
I don't offhand remember the exact ratios. I do know that one of the things we love about the salty, because we've tried Element and we've tried several of the others. I don't care for the flavor of Element very much. I mean, I can do it. We have some backups from when we had them back in the day in case I would ever run out of salty and just need something, but I don't care for the flavor that much, but whatever. The other ones we've tried, I didn't care for, but I do know, looking at the sodium, magnesium, and potassium ratios, I was happier with the amount of magnesium and potassium that are in salty. It's about the same amount of sodium as Element, but it's actually more magnesium and potassium per pack than what the Element was, and it actually made me feel better. When we started drinking the salty compared to the Element, I found that 1 pack a day, sometimes 2, was plenty for me to feel really good, and my leg cramps in the middle of the night were gone, like all that kind of stuff. So the salty packets do a much better job for me personally. I don't remember offhand what the ratios are, but I do know per pack they have more magnesium and potassium than Element.
Gotcha. Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Some people are saying thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up indeed.
Yeah, thumbs up the video. Share it with your friends.
Absolutely.
And Addicted to Antlers says, yeah, I need more potassium in my electrolytes. Try the salty. I'm telling you, they make a big difference.
The salty are great. And the flavors are just better. And when you go to mix the salty up, they don't clump up.
True.
Which is amazing, because the Element always did to me, and I was always like trying to stir it all through, and it was just a pain in the butt. So it's it's a first world problem. It's a little thing, but they're just really, really good. Keto Chow is very good to us, and we love working with them. We love those salty packets. They go everywhere with us. Yeah, we literally have a bag like right there. Yep. Like right there. Yeah, we just carry one of the bags with us, and then every time we stop at a gas station or whatever, we just get the big bottles of water and we just add our salty packets in and shake it up, and we're good to go. That's what we do instead of sodas and all that kind of stuff now. Yeah, it works. Some folks are saying that they're digging your glasses, your sunglasses. Oh, thank you guys very much. So when I went and got, if you've been watching my channel since the beginning, you'll know when I started the channel, I didn't have glasses. And I probably needed glasses, but I didn't have glasses. And my wife finally was like, I'm taking you to the eye doctor because you can't see anything. And I was like, okay. So we went to the eye doctor, and it's the first time I'd been in a long time, and they gave me a prescription. And she said, well, while we're getting you glasses, let's get you prescription sunglasses. So these basically just live in the car. But, I don't wear sunglasses very often anymore. And truthfully, even when it's sunny, most of the time, I don't feel like I need sunglasses. I know Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, that did some stuff with Dr. Barry, she's an eye doctor, and I think it was her name, Dr. Wiedemann. She's the carnivore doctor, and she's an eye doctor, and she talks about how on a standard American diet, we have all these issues with our eyes, but when you're keto, and especially when you're carnivore, you actually don't need to be wearing sunglasses constantly, because the sun itself, like if you're looking at the sun, it's going to damage your eyes, but being out in the sun without sunglasses, we've been doing that for thousands, tens of thousands of years as a human race. And when you have proper nutrition, like a carnivore diet, you don't actually have to worry about your eyes being damaged the way that we do when we're eating standard American crap and we have all of that junk and the sugar and all the things causing damage to our cells. Your eyes don't get damaged on a carnivore diet. And so I actually have found I don't need sunglasses nearly as much. The only time I ever wear them really anymore is if we're driving long distance like this, and that's mostly not even because of the sun. It's the reflection off of other cars. It's like the white lines on the road, like really reflective surfaces that are bright. That kind of stuff can bother me just a little bit because I'm having to focus on the road for so many hours. That's the only time that I really feel like I need sunglasses anymore, and that's not really because of the sun. It's because of the man-made reflective surfaces that focus the sun and make it feel like I'm looking directly into the sun. So I don't wear sunglasses very often, but I appreciate you guys complimenting these. My wife actually picked these out when we were there that day to get my glasses. So
you look cute.
Well,
you look cute.
As long as you think so, that's all that matters.
You look adorable. Southern Keto's here.
What's going on, Victor? Victor and I are going to be doing a video together sooner than later, hopefully here. So
yeah.
And he's actually going to be one of the upcoming guests for my interviews on the Chris Cooking Nashville Studios channel. If you guys didn't know, I have a second channel, and I'll go back after the fact and put the link to that channel down in this description. But if you just if you go to YouTube in the search bar, maybe Google too, put in Chris Cooking Nashville Studios, you'll see the Studios channel pop up. Same picture, but it's like blue instead of orangey red, the way this one is. And on that channel, we do a Monday morning live stream for motivation. We do, we're going to be doing some health-related videos, like some different things that are, like research-based kind of things. And I'm starting to do interviews. Right now I'm doing those interviews on both channels, but eventually they're going to end up just on the Studios channel, so we can kind of have the recipe stuff on Chris Cooking Nashville, the main channel, and then the health-related stuff and the interviews on the side Chris Cooking Nashville Studios channel. So make sure you subscribe to that and come join us on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for Monday Morning Motivation and get your week right and get your mind all set for being successful during the week. And if you can't be there live because you got to work, I totally understand. Come back and watch it after the fact. So we try to inspire everybody and give you, a place to come and get your motivation for the week so we can all be successful together.
Absolutely. Very, very, very important.
So speaking of live streams, we're doing a little surprise live stream on this channel tomorrow morning, filling in for Dustin from Keto Simple.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're going to have coffee and just hang out in the morning with his community and hopefully a few folks from this channel. So that's set for 7:30 Central Time, so 8:30 Eastern. And we would love for you guys to get up and have your Sunday morning coffee with us before you go to church or after you get home or whatever it is you got to do. Just come have coffee and hang out with us tomorrow.
Absolutely. Nancy Tanner is here.
Hi, Nancy.
She says, hi, Chris and Ash. I've been in PA visiting my mom and just got back home to Florida. I need to catch up on your videos. Safe traveling.
Well, thank you so much. We're glad you're back safe. We hope you enjoy those videos. And speaking of videos, guys, we dropped the beef noodles made into cheeseburger helper. The hamburger helper 2.0 video dropped today. So if you have not watched that after this little live stream we're doing here, go watch that cheeseburger helper, because how good was that?
Oh, it was so good. It's so tasty.
It's fantastic. And I show you how you can do the pasta recipe, my latest pasta recipe using beef instead of chicken. And Ash actually says she likes those better than the chicken.
I really do. Definitely good texture, just good stuff.
Right.
Let's see here. Ripley's cat has a question.
Yeah.
Is egg white powder the same as egg white protein powder?
Yeah, good question. So usually, what you're gonna have to do is look at the label on whatever brand it is. Make sure the only ingredient in egg white powder is egg whites. Some of the egg white protein powders are just egg whites, and that's what I use. Some of the egg white protein powders, because they say protein powder, they get away with adding in a bunch of other stuff, and then they start putting junk in there, and they'll put like flavoring and sugar and there's all kinds of different things. And some of those, they may or may not be good, they may or may not be clean, whatever the case may be, but regardless, it doesn't work the same in a recipe when you start adding in all those additional ingredients. So you want to make sure the only ingredient is egg whites on that label.
That's good to know.
Yep.
Good to know. Let's see here. Your parents say we had so much fun helping with the video and we enjoyed your visit so much.
Well, we had a good time too. We appreciate you guys. I tell you what, it's great when you have an extra set of hands to help doing things like filming music videos and stuff, because normally Ash is in the video, I'm behind the camera trying to get all the shots and worrying about lighting and everything, but then, having my mom there to like help with things and make sure Ash's bandana was straight and all. I mean, it's like, it's just nice to have multiple sets of eyes and multiple people involved. It just makes things so much easier. So we
Absolutely
appreciated that. And my dad helped us secure the locations because he knows all the farmers around there. And, they've all lived in that area for the same, in the same area for a long time. And he was able to make sure we had places to film and help us like find things we were looking for. And so between the two of them, we had a much more successful video shoot than we would have had on our own.
Oh, absolutely. Margaret, she says, hey, almost welcome home.
Well, hi, Margaret. Thank you very much. We're getting there. We won't be, looks like about a little less than 3 more hours till we get home. So we got a bunch of gear to unload, as Ash showed you guys, because we're stacked to the gills. And then we got to go pick up the pupper dog. We didn't bring her on this trip because we had all this stuff to bring back. I have a digital upright piano that I have not played in a very long time that has lived at my parents' house, and Ash and I have finally gotten everything all set up to where it's going to be able to go in our place. And Ash does like voice lessons with a great voice teacher that she works with, and all this kind of stuff. And so like having a piano around to be able to do that, or just for the two of us to be able to play piano and do different things. When I teach music lessons and stuff, it's nice to be able to sometimes use a piano, even though I'm a guitar player. Like I play enough piano, I can use that as a way to describe things and stuff. So we're bringing back an upright piano. Plus we have 4 guitars in the car that we needed on tour, and we have clothes. And my parents were amazing and went to an Amish market and picked up a whole bunch of cheese and Amish butter for me. It's all grass-fed type stuff. Like, it's going to be amazing. So I've got a cooler backpack back there full of cheese and butter right now. So tell me you're carnivore without telling me you're a carnivore.
Yeah, for real.
Getting excited about cheese and butter in a backpack, like, tell you.
Yeah. Me Lady Laugh a Lot says, looking forward to seeing your live stream tomorrow morning in Dustin's absence.
Yes, we're going to have a really good time. Me Lady Laugh a Lot is a regular in Dustin's live streams. So
yeah, absolutely. Kel says, just subscribe to Chaotic Carnivore.
Awesome. Team Chaos, indeed.
Yeah. Rona Richardson says, yes, just watched your video that came out today.
Yeah.
Wallflower's here.
Well, hey, Wallflower, that's Aunt Donna.
Yeah, Aunt Donna, how you doing? She said, just finished making a batch of carnivore mashed potatoes to go with pork ribs for dinner tonight.
Yeah. Ooh, pork ribs sound good for dinner.
Yeah. Also, I know we're kind of losing cell phone reception, so hopefully you guys can still see Chris okay.
Yeah.
Really quick though, babe, there is your mom is actually able to help in and kind of help answer this.
Yeah.
But Immortal Technique fan says has a couple questions.
Yeah.
Just thought, your mom's jumping in, maybe you could give your 2 cents. But
Sure.
It says, hi Chris, I am a type 2 diabetic and I have a question.
Yeah.
I have blurry vision from time to time. Is it possible to cure that? What food is healthy for low carb and no sugar? Great
question. Yeah, so my mom is definitely one who can give you information on that, because she is a type 2 diabetic, and the more keto, and then even leaning with some of my recipes now being even closer to carnivore that she has gotten over time, she has reduced her A1C, she has gotten off a bunch of medications, she's reduced where I don't even think she uses insulin anymore. She has a bunch of improvements, and things like nerve issues and eyesight and all of that, that's a big deal for diabetics, and that gets better and better and better over time. Now, whether or not you can cure that and totally reverse it, it's kind of an individual thing. Dr. Berry talks about this, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't give medical advice, but I can tell you from my own research and from my own experience with a bunch of people that are diabetic in this community that have told me about this, including my own mom. And Ash's mom too. She's cut her carb count and has really fixed a lot of her diabetic issues. When you start getting cleaner and cleaner, and you start reducing your carb intake, that stuff will improve. Now, how much it improves, whether it can totally cure and go away, or whether it just gets better, is going to be dependent on what are you really experiencing. Like that's kind of an individual thing, because you just don't know where your body is at, because some damage to some extent can then be irreversible in your body depending on how far it's gone. But if it's only happening from time to time, I actually wouldn't be surprised if you were able to get rid of it completely. Because if it's not all the time, it doesn't sound necessarily like permanent damage. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if you started doing like carnivore and it basically would eventually just go away and never come back. So if you're on a low carb kind of a thing and you're diabetic, what you need to do is you need to make sure to talk to a doctor that's helping you with your diabetes and say, listen, I want to do this low carb thing. I want to cut my carb count. I want to try to get my diabetes under control and eventually reverse it. And Dr. Berry actually has the American Diabetes Society that he and a bunch of other doctors are all setting up, and they're getting this kind of stuff going to put out information to help you reverse your type 2 diabetes and manage your type 1 diabetes in a completely different way if you have type 1. So go watch all of his stuff. Get the information on diabetes that he has, because he's a doctor. He can give you a lot more detail than I can. And then what you do is you start reducing your carb count, right? So you get all of the processed sugars and all of the grain and all that kind of stuff out of your diet. Then start getting rid of all of things like fruit. Then you start getting rid of the veggies and all that stuff. And you get down as low carb as you can get, but do it slowly and monitor your numbers, because eventually you should be able to reverse your type 2 diabetes. But it's going to take you time to get there, and you want to do it with a doctor helping you. So if you're on medications, if you're using insulin, whatever, you need to reduce that stuff carefully under the care of your doctor to make sure that you don't, throw yourself into like a sugar low and pass out or something. Like, you don't want to end up causing problems for yourself, but you should be able to, with a doctor's help and doing all of this stuff, like get yourself completely off your medications, reverse your type 2 diabetes. You should be able to do that if you do it carefully. So you want to start cutting your carb count, and eventually, super strict keto, or ideally carnivore, because then you're not putting any carbs in your body, and your body is not going to have to deal with any of that, and you might even find out that your body can handle a few carbs more than you thought it could, because as your body heals, the little bit of trace carbs that you get, your body might just be and not have any sugar issues related to those things as it heals and as you get further down there. So, reverse your type 2 diabetes by slowly moving in the direction of being a carnivore under the care of a doctor. And if you have a doctor that is like totally against that, doesn't believe in that, doesn't want you to do that, you can also go, Dr. Berry has a couple of videos on how to find a low carb, keto, carnivore friendly doctor. And you can actually go, there's a couple of lists, and you can go and find a map that has keto, carnivore friendly doctors in sort of your area or within driving distance of where you are. So if your current doctor is not willing to help you with that, and if you try to talk to them about it and they still are just like refusing or whatever, you can even go there and find some additional resources for a doctor that can say, okay, let's walk you through this and let's get you off your medication or off your insulin or whatever your situation is, and let's help you work on this. And then use that American Diabetes Society with Dr. Berry and all of the doctors he's working with, and to set that all up, go use their information to get some good support to get yourself completely reversing your type 2 diabetes. So meat, eggs, cheese, as you can handle the dairy, that's up to you. Butter, other animal fats, basically keep your carbs as low as you can under the care of a doctor.
Right on. Right
Yep,
on.
that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. So, and like I said, my mom has introduced more and more of my carnivore recipes, swapping it out for keto recipes. She's experiencing these things slowly happening too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. Margaret Chase has got to go. Drive safely, and it was great to see y'all.
Thank you, Margaret. Glad you were here.
Yeah. And your mom says that the cheese and the butter they sent us with was your Halloween candy,
That's
in quotation
right.
marks.
That's
we even made you say
right.
trick or treat.
That's right. They did. They made us say trick or treat, and then they gave that to us, which is very kind. I was planning on paying for it, but my parents are very sweet. So, yes. But see, that's the cool thing, guys. Teach your kids that we don't need candy on Halloween. We can have beef jerky and cheese and butter and all different kinds of things. Like, there's all kinds of ways to have traditions without having sugar.
Yeah.
It's great.
Cat at Carnivore says, thank you guys again for being so supportive. I have to run to the store, so I'll hopefully see you guys in the stream tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful and relaxing time when you get home.
All right. Well, we're certainly going to try, and when you get to the store, make sure you get yourself some good meats and some good animal fats and some butter and all of the tasty things, because we're here in your corner. We got you.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Very cool. All right. Well, let's see. Have we forgotten to let anybody know about anything? Is there anything we need to tell people?
We got the video that came out today.
Yep.
We're about 2.5 hours from home.
Yep.
You got your Sunday live stream, your Monday morning live stream,
and a Tuesday night live stream. We got lots of live streams this week.
All the live streams
because we're on tour so much. You know, trying to keep in touch with you guys where we can. Oh, the dog food video.
Yes.
Tell them about the dog food video, because that doesn't star me.
No, it doesn't. But maybe it should have.
No, you did amazing.
Well, Chris dropped a dog food video about how we make our puppy's Melody her food, and we got ready to go film it, and he actually made me get in front of the camera and film it. So that was him. He was bad. But that's doing really well. You guys have been really kind to us, so go check that out. That came out on Thursday, I believe it was.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a video, and since I'm the one that kind of usually does all the cooking for the dog's food, I show you how to make it. And yeah, you can find it on Chris's YouTube channel, and it's doing really well. I think a lot of people here clearly love their fur babies just as much as we do, and it's been good. Yeah,
I'm going to give you guys a couple of disclaimers about that dog food video. First of all, we incorporate rice and veggies into Mel's food right now. Now, I'm not recommending that a dog should be eating rice and veggies, but what I am going to say is that we have done fully carnivore food where we have taken the rice and veggies out, and we end up in the middle of the night, up all night, dealing with a dog that has diarrhea. So we're working to eventually get all the greens out of her diet, and maybe eventually all the veggies. But we have to do it slowly because she has a very sensitive tummy. Now, I talked about this in the video and I put it on the screen, but there's still some people out there who just don't seem to be able to play the listening game very well, and then, decided to tell us we were killing our dog by feeding her rice. I know rice is not a recommended food for dogs, but I don't think chronic diarrhea is a very healthy thing for a dog either. So we still use some of that stuff right now because it really helps her. We have tried carnivore, we have tried keto, we have tried raw, we have tried cooked, we have tried every variation of food with her, and this is the one where she feels her best. She has amazing blood work. She is not sick. She's not up in the middle of the night with diarrhea. You can tell when she's not feeling well, her whole attitude changes, and we can tell she's not feeling well. And then the next thing you know, here we are up in the middle of the night with her, and because she has to go out multiple times, and it's very uncomfortable. So we're working to get her to a carnivore kind of diet maybe someday. Maybe she'll get there, maybe she won't. I don't know. Regardless, we just want her to feel her best, and so right now, rice and veggies in her food make that much better. Cooking her food makes that much better. If we eventually can get her to where we don't have to do all of that, that's fantastic, but right now, that's what we do. So the recipe video is a base concept, and I've got links in the video description so you can research based on your dog's weight, and you can experiment with different things with your particular dog, figure out what makes them feel the best and what do they react to in certain ways, just like we've done for months and months. I mean, we've been doing this over 2 years with her, and we've tried everything to kind of land where we are right now, and then slowly towards eventually being off all greens. This is what works best for you guys. Will have to do the experimentation for yourselves for your own dog, but all the links are there for you to do the research like we did, and then you just calculate what they need, but it's all there, and that's the reason we do the rice and the veggies, at least for now.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are awesome. Paul wants to know. I think you're back.
All right, sorry about that, guys. We're on the road. You never know what's going to happen. So real quickly, I don't have a cat food recipe because we don't have cats, but if you're interested in cat food, basically cats are obligate carnivores, which means you should not be feeding them grains, you should not be feeding them veggies. Dogs can handle some of that better than cats. It's not ideal, but they can handle it a little bit, and it's not as big of a deal. Cats, you don't want to do that. So cats, it's pure meat. So if you took the recipe we have for Mel and you make sure there's no plant product of any kind in that, that would be a good place to start. Do the research like we did for Mel, but do it for cats, and talk to a vet and make sure, because we're not vets, we're not doctors and we're not vets, but talk to a vet and see if you can do some research for what cats need, and then you should be able to use basically the same recipe we do for Mel and just remove any and all traces of anything plant matter, because cats being obligate carnivores, they should not be having that, and you should be good to go.
Yeah.
You should totally be able to do that. So.
Rona Richardson says, Ash, you did an awesome job getting the stuff to get my 2 babies on it. Thank you.
Yes.
Very welcome. Very welcome.
Ash did an amazing job, so I was very proud of her.
Oh, very sweet. Let's see. I think we have a little bit better cell phone reception, so hopefully we won't pause again.
Yeah.
But let's see real quick. There was one question I wanted to get to.
Sure.
Pauline, could you talk about fasting on carnivore? Thank you.
Sure. Fasting is one of those things that if you do carnivore long enough, it's going to kind of start happening naturally. It does for me anyway. I end up most of the time eating 1 meal a day because I just am not hungry for more than that, because I'm getting so much fat and protein in that 1 meal. I'm not hungry. I'm so satiated. I have fasted before. I've done a 72-hour, I think, is the longest fast that I've done. You can do more than that. If you feel like there's a medical reason, you can go for it. But the 24-hour fast where I'm just doing 1 meal a day and then it's another 24 hours before I eat again, roughly, you're starting to enter into a thing called autophagy, where your body is breaking down old, kind of run-down cells, breaks it into its part, and just gets rid of the junk. That's a really great thing your body enters after you've been in a fasted state long enough. And so when you do like 1 meal a day like that, you're entering autophagy. So skin wrinkles, bad cells that may eventually become cancerous, old unfunctioning cells, skin tags. I mean, like all these different kinds of things, your body can slowly over time essentially eat that, break that all down and reduce that and turn it back into more healthy tissue elsewhere in your body. So that's one of the benefits of fasting. Fasting on carnivore is easy if you're getting plenty of protein and fat, because if you're that satiated a lot of times, you're not hungry and you don't want to eat more than 1 meal a day. And then if you decide to really dip yourself into that fasting pool and you want to try going for 48-hour fast, or you want to try a 72-hour fast, you can do that. Some people do like a week. Some people do more. Like, you got to do the research and figure out why you want to do it and what medical benefit you're trying to get from it. But if you're going to do that, carnivore is a very easy way to get yourself there, because all that fat and protein, you just stuff yourself with fat and protein and you're like, I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat anything. And when you're not hungry and you recognize you're not hungry because your satiation hormones are all back in place, it's much easier to keep fasting and to really get good at that. And you have to ease your way into it. Like, don't go from a standard American diet to eating 1 meal a day overnight. I mean, you can do it if you want, but it's not going to be very comfortable. Definitely don't go from a standard American diet to, I'm going to do carnivore and fast for 48 hours twice a week. Don't do that to yourself. That's miserable. So do some research, watch some videos on guys that are experts on this. Jason Fung, I believe it is really, I think he's the one that has some really good info on fasting. There's several like doctors and different people in the keto and carnivore world that have info on fasting. Go do some research and watch that. But the 1 meal a day thing is a real good place to start as a carnivore. And that's what I do most days. I have my coffee, I have 1 meal that day, and it's a big meal. And if I feel like I'm real hungry, I might have a second one, but I don't just count on having a second one. I just eat a little bit if I need to. And that's it. We call it a day. So I get a little bit of fasting every single day just because of that.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Well, I think we are through Louisville. The traffic is finally opening back up a little bit here, and as we drive out the other side of Louisville, we might lose reception somewhere along through here on 65. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys thank you for watching. It's good to hang out with you guys. I hope everyone's having an amazing Saturday. Go check out that hamburger helper recipe we dropped today, the dog food recipe from Thursday. I did Cheetos not too long ago, last week. We got a bunch of really cool recipes, so go check that stuff out. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you're using all this kind of stuff, and we'll see you, if not before, on tomorrow's Sunday live stream at 7:30 a.m. Central Time. We've got the Monday morning motivation we do every week on the Studios channel. So that's Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. We'd love to see you guys there. And then we will also see you Tuesday night on the Tuesday night live stream backstage with Chris. I don't know what we're making yet, so I'm gonna have to come up with something for dinner on Tuesday, but we'll let you guys know as soon as we've decided, and we'll be there answering your questions, doing whatever you guys need. If you have anything you need to ask us, come find us, let us know. You know where all my stuff is on the website. Thank you to the band members. You guys rock, and we've got a couple of recipes coming your way this week, hopefully. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. This is Chris Cooking Nashville. My beautiful wife, Ash Taylor, is over here in the passenger seat. So you guys eat your meat, love your life. We're going to see you from the road, in the kitchen, all different kinds of places for live streams, recipes, and a whole bunch more. So you guys have a great Saturday. We'll see you later.